don't need a return ticket where you're going. This is a one-way journey. Straight down!
To Gamesmaster, where we have more tips than a betting shop, better reviews than a Scorsese film, nicer features than Pamela Anderson, and challenges tougher than a pair of leather pants soaked in salt water and left to dry in the sun. Now let's get the ball rolling with our first challenge. It's over to Gamesmaster.
I've got something a bit special for you now, as we come on down and polish our hotspots on the 3DO game show, Twisted. Contestants compete in 3 different puzzle games in this rather amusing contest, which should tax their tiny brains to the limit.
The almost funny thing about this game is it has its own built-in presenter. So I have the rather dubious pleasure of handing you over to the highly objectionable Twink Fizdale.
Why don't we find out which of television's tortured talent will be playing this round of Twisted?
Hi, I'm David, and I served in Vietnam.
Great! Just great! And now, contestant number 2?
Hi, I'm Jason. I like collecting small furry animals.
Great! Now let's get twisted!
While our punters prepare for this challenge, we'll take a look at the latest news. Unless you've been living in Swindon, you can't have failed to have noticed that the PC seems to be taking over the world, with over 160,000 units sold in the UK in 1 month alone. A recent survey by chip manufacturers Intel showed a multimedia PC to be one of the most covetable items in the UK, second only to a pair of nice comfortable pants. So kids everywhere are looking forward to playing great games, logging onto the net, and generally ignoring girls and their academic careers. Steven Spielberg's Sequest DSV has rather uncharitably been redubbed Voyage to the Bottom of the Ratings by some critics. But if the storylines are a bit whiffy, the computer-generated effects are pretty impressive. The upcoming game from THQ takes full advantage of this, with computer models from the series directly incorporated into the game. Spielberg's effects company Ambling Imaging have their fingers in a number of other pies too, including the sequel to Jurassic Park and most recently the new Doctor Who TV series. This is an exclusive test shot of a Dalek. A Dalek? Come on, Stevie, my pants look more like a Dalek than this. As the National Lottery enters its second month, you may be feeling you're never going to get your hands on all that indirect taxation. Help is at hand with Just Lotto, a PC application that attempts to predict the next series of winning numbers by analysing the previous weeks. Just Lotto costs around 20 quid and comes with a free t-shirt bearing the slogan, "I am a complete buck and will believe anything."
And now, back to the game.
Helping me make this challenge a veritable presenter's orgy is Stephen Merritt from Mean Machines. Steve, I've just noticed the 2 challengers' names are David and Jason. That's David Jason.
That's perfect, Dom.
It's completely unbelievable. Steve, what do you think about this twink bloke who's helping us out?
Well, it's a fine telling a mother can love and one that's destined for radio, really.
Ooh. Okay, we have 3 timed challenges. Whoever completes the most in the shortest time will ultimately win the joystick. In the first challenge, you have to rearrange the blocks so you can get a full screen motion picture. David is going first. Best of luck, David. Your time starts now. Okay, off he goes. We see the picture. It doesn't look like a terribly good film, actually, Steve.
Well, no, basically this is a variant on the old sliding blocks you may have seen when you were a kid. I know I certainly did. It's just a piece of FMV and it's got a bit of a frame and you just have to put it in the right eye.
But you can slide the blocks over each other.
Absolutely. It takes some of the edge out of it a little. It makes it a little bit easier, I reckon. I think he's going to take us without any trouble.
And I think, is that it? No, he's going to swap the kit. He's got the kits on wrong. He's got 6 seconds left. He was so close and all over the place. He's not going to do it. Time out.
so David's going to make way for Jason.
Are you as excited as I am?
Okay, Jason, start your puzzle.
Okay, same thing, different film here, though. Yeah, a bit of a dancing girl. This is more up my valley, Steve. I think I recognise a few of those lovely ladies, Tom. Okay, 20 seconds to go. He's doing a lot better. Looks like he's almost done it. Yeah, I think it's Swansea. Oh, we got the middle bit mixed up again. Yeah, he's done it. Oh, amazing. 1-0.
Very impressive.
So it's 1-0 to Jason. He completed that all with bags of time to spare, so we swap round once more. David, it's time for your second puzzle. Well, while you're doing that, we'll take a quick twisted commercial break.
Invisible dog toys, what is it? Absolutely nothing. Just grab a hunk and throw it. Dumb mutt not included.
There are no problems. Call me. I'll liquidate marriage and your finances.
Welcome back. The second puzzle is a variation on the hoary old card game Concentration. If you turn over 2 cards that match, then you get to keep them. The object is to turn over every single card before the time runs out. We're back with David. Best of luck, David. Off you go. Okay, Steve, David needs to win this game. We've got sort of lovely attractive windows he's trying to match. He's been a bit haphazard, isn't he?
What I'd actually recommend, Dominic, is that he works his way across the top, level by level, else he's just going to have, it's going to be hopeless. He's going to have no coordination.
It's been a bit random here, isn't he?
Yeah.
You can tell you've played this game before.
I'm afraid so. I hate to admit it. Yeah. There's some ugly fish in there.
10 seconds left. 8, 7, 6. It's not looking good, Steve.
No, I don't think so.
3, 2, 1.
No.
Oh dear! David fails his second challenge. Let's see if Jason can do any better. Give it your best. Okay, best of luck, Jason. If you win this one, you take the whole challenge. Your time starts now. Okay, off we go.
Oh, little faces.
I saw a baby there, Steve.
I saw an egg.
There's a bird.
I think I'll put that one, huh?
And Abraham Lincoln's there as well. 20 seconds
Brains
left.
from Thunderbirds.
Has he actually matched any? Oh, yeah, we've got one
he's done the eggs one.
And Abe Lincoln. The baby was down there. That's correct.
Yeah,
okay.
Freddy Krueger.
10 seconds left. Some gas mask. Look at that gas. Oh, 2 Freddy Krueger.
He may do this.
5 seconds left. He might just do it. 3, 2, 1. He's got one against zero.
He's not going to do it.
Oh, he was just about to turn it over, but that means Jason also fails the second puzzle. Swap round for the final one. And as they ring-a-ring-a-rosy again, we'll take another twisted commercial break.
Ladies, forget the guesswork. Let Stud Finder find your stud.
Use sewer-scented Get Lost deodorant. One lift of your arm and they'll stay away for good.
Welcome back. It's very tense here. David is on his final puzzle. He has to complete this, otherwise it's all over and we might even give him a bit of a smack as well. What you have to do, you've got 3 faces that are jumbled up. You have to slide the little rows back and forward to try and get all 3 faces to match. Best of luck, David. Your time starts now. Okay, Facelift Saloon, 3 very mixed up faces here, Steve.
It looks all right to me, Dominic. I mean, this is like a Beverly Hills game, isn't it? It's like, you know, pick a face, any face.
He's done it
already! What? My word!
So quick!
Don't fancy yours much.
What a fight back. David completes his puzzle in only 7 seconds.
Comfy? Stick it out. One more round.
So it's all down to Jason now as he tries to make the faces fit and keep the joypad in his hand. Best of luck, Jason. Your time starts now. Okay, we've got Facelift Saloon Part 2.
There's Jason Priestley in the middle there. Oh, he's gone.
And he's got... Oh, you had half that there.
I thought he was going to do this.
You don't look the same, really, to me. That's my mum. No, it's not. I'm only joking.
That's
15
my hat.
seconds to go. Elvis, I saw a minute ago there. I see reflections of myself in all my life.
I saw Terry Wogan just a minute ago.
Yes, that's Terry. Terry on the left. He's only got 6 seconds. That's Terry Wogan, a younger version. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. He's not going to do it. Out of time. Oh dear. Which means that David is the actual challenge winner. Ciao. Well done, Jason. Well done, David. Okay, now, I just feel I should owe you a slight bit of an explanation, Jason. The reason that we gave that one to David is the challenge you completed successfully. You took longer, 15 seconds, and David only took 7 seconds. So you're a bit unlucky, I have to say. Where did it go wrong for you?
I think it was the middle puzzle there. I should have got that one, so one more left to get. Wasn't quick enough on there.
Yeah. And as for you, David, I'm tempted to say fluky, but was it a fluke, that last one?
Oh no, I was saving myself for last.
It's like a sort of Arsenal last-minute equaliser, wasn't it?
Yeah, scored by Enright.
Yeah, which is a bit typical. Well, it means that, unfortunately, like Arsenal, you end up with a trophy as well, because you're the winner of the Gamesmaster Golden Joystick. Another round of applause there for David and Jason. Another satisfied punter walks away with a higher percentage of skip in his step. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at today's reviews. First up, Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel, a hot contender for Smart Game Title of the Year.
For those of you that have got Aero the Acrobat, you're going to find this game very similar. Zero, it uses the same sort of like level layout, if you will. The only real difference that he has over Aero is that he can do a double spin.
It does have some nice sub-games. At one point you get to go on a speedboat, which is a really nice little touch. However, graphically it's gorgeous, but it doesn't really offer anything over Aero the Acrobat.
This is very, very standard platform fare. There's really not much to do. I mean, it's something that seems to have been made about a year ago, and it really doesn't deserve your attention.
Next up, a simultaneous two-player Doom-type Mega Drive action ahoy with Bloodshot.
Basically, each mission is roughly the same. You have to make your way to the center of a maze, destroy a Guardian boss, and then things go haywire and you have to escape before the level you're on blows up.
The graphics aren't up to much. Sort of like Zero Tolerance as well, but I'd say that Zero Tolerance was a better game because you could actually link up physically two Mega Drives to each other and play it on two different screens.
Unfortunately, if you really want a good into-the-screen shoot-'em-up and wander around 3D-'em-up, you want to wait for 32X Doom. Okay, you're going to have to shell out for the 32X hardware, but it's going to be worth it because Doom is the game in this genre, and nothing can touch it, especially on the Mega Drive.
Yeah. Finally, Wolverine in Adamantian Rage. Adamant gets a bit angry about his recent lack of chart success and failing acting career.
Basically, it's a platform game where you get to control Wolverine and run around and kick everyone in. The sprite's too small, I think, and it just doesn't play very well either.
Of course, this is not the first attempt to recreate a Marvel character on the Mega Drive or the SNES. And in fact, just like the others, it doesn't succeed. I'm still waiting for a really good superhero license on any of the consoles.
You might actually be better off trying something like Spider-Man and the X-Men, which features a lot of the same characters and virtually identical gameplay, albeit with smaller sprites. This isn't bad, but it's not really worthwhile.
Tonight's special guest is revving up in the pits, so let's go over to Gamesmaster to find out what we'll be doing with him.
The second challenge of the proceedings is on the PC racing game, Supercarts. Our challenger will have to prove his driving skills by being first across the finishing line in the 3-lap race. Nitro power-ups are available for those who know how to use them, but remember, only first position will earn my grudging respect.
To play this, please welcome the latest British Formula One racing superstar, David Coulthard. Now, David, this is a karting game we're playing tonight, but you began your career on the go-karts. What's the difference between racing the go-karts and the Formula One cars?
Well, the main difference is really about 150 miles an hour. It's obviously karts you can go up to about 50 or 60, but
yeah.
You know, other than that, the driving style's the same. It's just the technology involved.
And then there's been a lot of talk in Formula One these days about which is better. Is it the car or is it the actual driver? What would you say?
Well, a car can't go quickly without a good driver any more than a driver can go quickly without a good car. So you need both. Yeah. But of course, when you get both combinations together, you get a fantastic situation.
So if I was in a Williams Renault and you were in a Skoda, you'd probably still win?
I think you'd probably win because the Williams Renault is a lot quicker. But you know, you need both equipment and the driver.
Yeah. Okay then. While David and I have a quick pit stop, get a little toilet trip in there, we'll take a quick break. Welcome back. Our special guest tonight, this Formula One star, David Coulthard. He's about to pit his skills on supercars. Brad Burton from Amiga Action is helping me out. Brad, any tips for David?
Yeah, well, what David's got to do is keep out the black, in the red, you don't get nothing for two in the bed.
No, Brad, I think that's bullseye.
Sorry, mate, miles away. Now, what he's going to do, not look at the billboards, get a racing line, keep to it, and use those nitros, and use them well.
OK, thank you very much, Brad. Best of luck then, David. He's got 3 laps in which to finish first. Let's go to the starting line. So there's David in his red car. You can see his picture on the left of the screen. He's the man in the grey hair. He's third last to start, and he's been overtaken at the start. He's right down to last place, but I'm sure that won't be too much of an impediment. He's a very fast starter, David Coulthard there. We're still waiting to see some evidence of it. Yeah, that's it. He's zipped up. He's in 5th place now. This is much better from the young Scot, but he grapples with the boarding at the side there. Not what you're supposed to do, Brad.
He's not going to take him too wide, Dominic.
Yes, I think he is. He's taking the turns far too wide. He's slipped back into 6th, 7th place at the moment there. He's still smacking into holdings. Remember, he's got 3 laps. He's just come up to the end of the first one. He's on his 2nd lap now. He's moved up into 6th place. Excellent turning by Coulthard there as he comes in the left-hander. And he's still in 3rd place. It's good. You can see the 2nd and place just ahead of him. He's doing remarkably well. But no, someone's nipped into the inside there, pushing back to 4th. But he overtakes. He's back up in the 3rd, Brad. This is going well for David.
He's all over the place, Dominic. He's all over the place.
Okay, into the final lap now. He's slipped back into 4th place. He's got a little bit too close to the holdings there. He's not getting the racing line right at all, Brad. What would you recommend?
He's got to come in tighter on the corner, take him wide as he goes out.
He certainly does. Unfortunately, he's doing the opposite. He's going wide into the corners, and it's becoming a bit of a disaster for David. He's back into 5th place. He's going to have to make a desperate spurt for the end of this. Helmet's glistening, but he's still taking it too wide. In fact, he's in 6th place now. We're coming to the end. He's making love to the board, and that's it. It's over.
Which means David Coulthard finishes in 6th place. Round of applause for David.
Settle down. Now, David, you got a great start, but we sort of expected that you'd go off quick. But then what went wrong?
I made the classic mistake, too quick into the corners and running wide, and they all passed me again coming out.
And that was a problem. Setup of the car, was that all right, though?
I think there was some other team playing with my car before the start because it didn't feel so good in the race, but there you go.
Not mentioning any words, Benetton or anything?
Well,
like
yeah, I think it could well have been Benetton, yeah.
All right, well, David, I don't like to do this because you are just about the only other Scottish person that we've got on this show, the series, but because you finished 6th, we're going to have to black flag you away. Another round of applause for our special guest, David Coulthard. Now, Gamesmaster gives us a glimpse at what's under his helmet as he shares his knowledge with us in the consultation zone.
Hello. I think, since we last met, I've acquired the amazing ability to see into the future. I see a venerable, caring figure dispensing invaluable nuggets of wisdom to a never-ending line of hopeless games players. Anyone got any thoughts?
Gamesmaster, I want to become an all-powerful Time Lord. Grant me my wish.
Time travel. Let me see. Okay, how about this cheat for the new version of the classic game Pitfall? On the Temple of Copan level, near the beginning, you will see a gargoyle. Travel up from here, and when you reach the level above the blocks, go left, and you'll reach a platform with a door on it. Enter the door. Inside, go up and travel right to reach a magic portal. You will be warped back in time to 1982, to an exact replica of the original Pitfall game as it first appeared on the Atari 2600 12 years ago. Ah, those were the days.
Oh, thank you, Great One.
Who's next to enter my crystal ball?
Gamesmaster. I like the game Z-Wolf. It's really wicked, but I'm not too keen on helicopters. Can you help me, please?
Well, you could buy a different game. Alternatively, keep your money in your pocket and enter your password as FRAMPAGE, and you can start the game as a pilot of a maneuverable but lightly armored jet fighter. Who's the greatest of them all?
Thanks, Gamesmaster.
Just one more, please.
Gamesmaster, on Power Drive on the Mega Drive, my driving's worse than a 2-foot pensioner. Please help.
Try this shortcut. On the Great Britain level, as you come out of a sharp left-hand bend in the bottom right of the track, rear off the road through the gap in the trees. You will find a secret path which dramatically shortens the length of the circuit. How's that, my child?
That's great, Gamesmaster, thanks.
Even I sometimes run out of interesting things to say, so I'll bid you farewell. Goodbye.
The first batch of games for Sega's new Saturn console are now gracing Tokyo stores, and like the PlayStation stuff we showed you a couple of weeks ago, most of these games have a distinctly rushed look about them. Things like Tama, another ball in a maze type game that Japanese pump their nads over, or Mahjong, a stunning arcade action game which really sets the pulse racing. Hang on a minute, Gale Racer, this seems quite good. On the other hand, maybe not, it looks like a bad Mega Drive game. Wang Chai shows off the full-motion video capabilities of the console. This scene shows the head of Sega examining the receipts for the two 32Xs sold so far. Now, it's no use blaming that guy. Myst is a conversion of the popular PC game, whose appeal has always escaped this balding but ultimately humorous Scottish bloke. While Mystery Mansion is a conversion of an old Mega CD title, it certainly looks a lot better on the Saturn. Mind you, we might as well admit that the Mega CD was poo. Eh? I bet you never thought you'd be grateful for a platform game, but Clockwork Knight really is a cut above the rest. It looks great, it plays well, and it's probably the only game we've seen that'll make it over here when the Saturn is released next year. With the Saturn and PlayStation both now available in Japan, the next generation console war is hotting up. Overall, the PlayStation is better at handling those all-important 3D graphics, but Sega will be pinning their hopes on conversions of their popular arcade titles, of which the awesome but tedious Virtua Fighters is only the first. Now, Mickey's hands are creeping saucily towards the end of the show. Before they do, let's go over to Gamesmaster and find out what the final challenge is.
Actually, I've had enough of challenges for the moment, so I've decided instead to show you a rather interesting feature I prepared earlier.
The internet is urban myth city. You hear about all sorts of exciting things and then spend hours failing to find them. So today, Gamesmaster presses all the right buttons to bring you 4 new sites for musos and movie lovers. 100,000 Pulp Fiction fans have already visited this, the official website of the hit movie that's becoming a bit cliched now. You can download stuff about the characters and plot, and even groovy samples from the soundtrack. Also, if you've got the time, a 30-second clip featuring official Fitbird Uma Thurman can be yours. Net cruising music fans will find the best place to log on to is the Internet Underground Music Archive, where you can listen to thousands of bands you've never heard of. Meanwhile, on the Warner Brothers BBS, you can sample new albums by Prince, R.E.M. and official Unfitbird Madonna. More movie shenanigans. Recently released Nightmare Before Christmas has its own BBS page with features including meet the characters and how they made the actual puppets.
Pumpkin King! And take you to a world where night lasts forever. There's nothing I can do.
Unfortunately, there is. Sad Trekkies can argue about minuscule plot quibbles till their anoraks come home on the Star Trek Generations board.
Group 1, engage!
And not to be outdone, Gamesmaster this week launches GameLine, our very own downloading service featuring demos of the biggest PC games coming your way, with the first feature game being David Coulthard's personal favourite, Supercarts. To get your Supercarts demo, connect your modem to 081 558 8937. Apart from the cost of the call to London, the service is free, but remember to get permission from the bloke who pays the bill. You need a 386 PC with at least 4 megabytes of RAM, and if your modem is 2400 BPS or slower, it'll take such a stupidly long time to download, it's not worth the bother. There'll be a new demo every week, so keep your peepers peeled on future shows for more details. Well, that's it for another show. I'm off to loosen the heels on cowboy boots everywhere. See you later. Bye-bye.
Woo!